Hey guys, it's John from Cartridge Blast Gamers here with another Cartridge Blast podcast. It is episode 36, and today I'm joined with...
Jonah.
That's right, Jonah's the man.
I'm here, and I am a male.
That's true. And if not, good for you.
Thank you.
Anyway, so thanks for watching and or listening. You can find us podcast on SoundCloud, iTunes, or any other app of your choice, and also find a video on YouTube going up on Fridays and or Thursdays. But anyway, talking about Thursday, happy Thanksgiving to all and a Merry Black Friday. Which means this video should be going up Thursday. Today, Thanksgiving. Hopefully.
For your
we'll
sake.
see. And if not, it was because I couldn't do it because I was too busy.
We wanted to sabotage your chances with Black Friday deals.
That's right. But I tried. And speaking of Black Friday deals, we are going to be talking about Black Friday deals.
Of course.
Pretty much everyone's talking about Black Friday deals these days.
That's all I'm thinking about.
But thanks for tuning in. Today we are talking Black Friday deals. We're going to be talking some EA because news just keeps going all over the place with Battlefront 2. And they're actually kind of pulling a 180, which is great. And then we'll end the podcast talking about some games we're playing, some games we're looking forward to. And we're going to be talking about some content changes that we're going to be bringing to the channel and stuff like that. So please stay tuned for that because that is important information. And the topics are, well, just awesome. So please like and subscribe and stick around. Anyway, Jonah.
Hey.
Let's start or kick this off with some Black Friday deals.
Okay, I'm hyped. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you actually going to go out for Black Friday?
No, I've been doing it. If I go Black Friday shopping, it's going to be online.
You're like, no. All you people are crazy. No, yeah. It is crazy. I think the past couple of years, I went out Thursday night at Walmart just to pick up a few things, and I went to, I don't know, it wasn't Bed Bath & Beyond. It was Kohl's, actually. Kohl's had some decent stuff, and, because people don't always look to Kohl's for, like, video game things.
I don't.
Yeah, people going for, like, clothes or some other things that they have there. I don't really know. I just go right to the video game section, and that's all I know that they have there. Oh, and expensive pots and pans. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't even think they have dishwashers.
I just threw a word
But they
out.
have fancy sponges where you can wash your own dishes. Anyway, have you ever gone out for Black Friday?
No. No, actually, yeah, once. Like a couple of years ago. I didn't get anything. I was just walking around.
He was a lost child, scared out of his mind, wondering why old people are killing each other.
I was like, I kind of want that PS3, but there's a lot of people just yelling at each other. I don't know if I want to get into
watching like a 20-year-old, like perfectly fit human being, like strong male, beat up on an 80-year-old lady over like Tickle Me Elmo.
She was winning.
Hitting him with a vacuum cleaner. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, but Jonah was. So
I was there.
Don't ask me.
He had the whole story.
That's right. So I've been out, like I said, a couple times. It wasn't that bad. But the thing was, I only did Black Friday, like Thursday evening into the Black Friday once, and to be honest, it wasn't that bad. No? Where I went, it was actually pretty quiet. I remember ending in a mall at about 3 a.m. and it was dead. Really, like, it wasn't, nothing going on. Like, it was weird. A lot of people were hanging around in the food court and just, like, sleeping on the tables.
You missed all the doorbusters, I guess.
Yeah, but it wasn't, I think the Disney store, when it was still there, the Disney store was actually pretty crowded. But that was it.
In the mall?
Yeah.
In the Rockaway Mall?
All the moms were running over there trying to get everything. I don't even know what was out. It wasn't Frozen. I'm pretty, or was it Frozen? I don't know if it was still there for that. But anyway, yeah, so that was my experience with it. But, you know, you get some good deals.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing I saw last year, no one got trampled, good thing, but last year I saw someone trying to shove a 65-inch TV into a little car.
Yeah.
And they'd find a way to get it in the back somehow. And so the one guy would close that one side. And then they would go around, realize it's sticking out the other way. So they would push it in and close the other door, and it would stick out the other side. Like, they kept doing it, and I was just looking at him like, it doesn't matter. It's not going to fit. No matter how hard you try, it's not fit. And then they tried sticking it in the trunk. It stuck out like that far. It was hilarious. But it's good people watching, actually, Black Friday. But no, like you said, it's good to kind of, you know, wait online.
Yeah.
And online, not wait online, physical line,
Yeah.
but go online, I mean.
And nowadays, I feel like they're moving all their good deals to the online anyway, so you're not really missing that many big doorbuster deals, even if you just don't go to the store physically. But there might be like one or two in-store exclusive deals, but you probably wouldn't get it anyway.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
first two people show up and get like a $50 TV.
Yeah, so what they do is they hand out some weapons. They have a countdown. They open the doors. You fight over it. You kill each other, just so you can save about $50 on a TV.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you want to start talking about some of the where and what, I guess,
right,
you have written down here
so
for deals.
So I'm starting with a TV I was interested in. Walmart's doorbuster deal is a 55-inch 4K TV from Sharp.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's a great deal because I don't know the actual price, but for $298, that seems like a pretty okay deal. And
for 55-inch, right? You
said?
Yeah,
55-inch Ultra HD 4K, and it's Sharp, which is a known brand. It's not like Element, which is also for sale.
That's
cheaper.
You buy an Element if you just want to watch a TV.
Yeah.
Or if you're in dire need for a TV. But those things are really cheap, but they're not high end at all. So
it's Walmart's got an Element for, I'm not sure how big. It's smaller than 55-inch, but it's 125.
Yeah, 4K, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It does. They're 55-inch. 4K.
Well, this is Sharp. I'm talking about Element.
Oh, Element. No, Element's probably their 4K is probably just written on a box in crayon.
They can't tell if they're buying this.
Just please buy our TVs.
Yeah. So Walmart's got a 55-inch 4K for $298, and that's going to be available online and in store. Limited quantities, but you probably get a good amount of time to buy it. It's going to be, I think that sale goes up whenever Walmart's Black Friday sales goes up on Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And Walmart's sale, I wrote midnight Thanksgiving.
So Walmart's open at 12:01.
12:01, not 12 o'clock.
Not 12 o'clock like most every other one. They just need that one extra minute to prep up their employees and be like, listen, everybody, it's going to get crazy. You're all going to have shanks. If you get in trouble, just start swinging and stabbing.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if these are like the in-store, if the stores are open at these times, but I know these will be like online sales.
Yeah. I mean, what you say you're online, but for TV wise, what do you prefer? Online or going to an actual store to get a TV?
Probably going into the store just because in shipping, you open the box, maybe someone cracked it.
It's like cut in half. Yeah. I've seen stuff. I've worked in a warehouse before, and I've seen it's any TV that ships about maybe, no matter how well you pack it and all that stuff, it usually comes back about maybe 35%, even more than that are damaged somehow, some way. Like a line across the screen, or the TV itself is just broken because they just smashed the hell out of it. And you got to remember too, now's the time when like UPS, FedEx, or any other shipping company that you use, this is when they start getting crazy busy, especially around now with the Black Friday going on. So when they're in their warehouse, they're not taking your TV. They're like, oh yes, nice TV. They're like, get it all in there. Just
we need it over here. Take it.
Yeah, so they're throwing 300 pounds of stuff on your TV, I'm sure. So I would strongly suggest, if you can go if you're looking for a TV, go to the store itself. Unless you have a really reliable place to get a TV that they actually do take the time to actually wrap it and all that stuff. So it doesn't happen all the time, but now is like the tricky time to get like stuff like that, because I'm telling you, UPS, FedEx, their supervisors are screaming at them. They're not taking their time to load the trucks. They're like throwing stuff in, and it's crazy. I know because I worked at UPS for a little bit.
Yeah, and Best Buy also has some TV deals. They have a comparable price, but it's a smaller TV for one of their in-house TV models. It's Insignia, was it? Insignia brand, which is their own TV brand, Best Buy's. And they also have higher end TVs for sale, but it's not like cheap prices like $298.
Yeah.
There's some Sony TVs, some that we saw were good for gaming, like the 900E series.
We're all, and talking gaming TVs, because I mean we're technically a gaming podcast. Technically. Depends on what rant we fall off on.
Sometimes we talk about Pogs.
Hey, that's a good topic. You should stick around for that. But yeah, talking about TVs, 4K and stuff like that, you really want to do your research with this because, I mean, these are great deals for what they are, like a 55-inch TV. Think about 5 years ago, 55-inch TV was like $900 was your cheapest there. 4K TV, if you're really looking into a 4K TV because, you have Xbox One X now that is designed for 4K TV. So if you have one and you didn't get a 4K TV yet, you really want to do your research because you don't want to just buy any random 4K TV, especially like a $200-something 4K TV, because it's probably not going to be ultra the high dynamic range one that you need or a fast refresh rate. So you want to do your research, make sure it has those things that are actually going to utilize your console and really show you those upgrades that you're paying for.
Plus, these Black Friday models are usually made with like worse quality than the actual models.
Yeah, actually, that's the thing that I didn't know about. But Jonah brought up a good point that these Black Friday deals for TVs, they actually purposely make cheaper quality or lower quality TVs to sell on Black Friday versus your standard. I guess if, like for instance, Samsung used to use like real expensive parts in their TVs, and then they started getting cheaper and cheaper. And that's what I guess they're using now, like cheaper parts, so they're technically not spending more or losing more, I should say. So that's an interesting thing. So you're basically, it is true. You always say you get what you pay for. You know what I mean? Like even on Black Friday when you think you're getting a good deal, you may be getting a product with the same name as like something that someone bought maybe 3 months ago, but now your product might have cheaper parts in it. So interesting to think about, actually.
Yeah, from when I was reading about it, apparently you can tell with the serial number, it has like extra character on it somewhere. So if you have like the official serial number, cross-reference it.
Yeah.
And see if you're getting the wrong thing. And if you don't really care, that's fine too. It's still going to be a TV.
Yeah, well, to me, like for instance, like 4K TV for me is, I don't need one yet. I don't have a Xbox One X, but if I were to get one, I would do the research on it. So, I mean, if you're just you just want a bigger TV, like your smaller TV is not doing it for you, you want a bigger TV, I mean, those, the Walmart brand's probably good for you,
Yeah.
It just, I mean, I wouldn't do the Walmart brand itself, but I would do the Sharp TV, because Sharp's pretty good company. They've been around forever, so, you don't have to worry too much about it if you're just going to watch movies and stuff, but...
Yeah, I'm going to look more into the Sharp thing just because I knew the brand and I thought that was a pretty good deal, but if there is... If it's not that great a deal, once I look at its MSRP and like other TVs in that range, then I won't go for it, but Sharp is a known brand. Moving into gaming, though.
Yeah, let's talk about gaming. We just want to talk about the 4K TV because it was relevant to gaming.
That's like the flagship of Best Buy. You're like, okay, who's got the TV?
Exactly.
Who's got the good TV?
And now with 4K on a lot of people's mind because of the Xbox One X, there are a lot of cheaper TVs out there, and they're starting to replace 1080p's on the actual stands, which you look a year ago and it was all about still 1080p. There was hardly any like 4Ks out there that people were really looking to get. But now I walked into Sam's Club the other day and it was just full of 4K TV. I don't think I saw 1080p. I think they only had like a one in the corner or something like that. They're really pushing for 4K, so that's pretty much where you're going to be seeing now. So it's good to know what you're getting. But anyway, for gaming, speaking of gaming, Jonah, what do we got for games?
For games, we got I think this is the title to like the best deal for best Black Friday this year. For games is Wolfenstein, $25 at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And GameStop. GameStop has it for $25 also. And that just came out. It's apparently a really good game and worth $25 definitely. So if you're interested in the game, now's the time to get it. Also, Pokemon, the older Pokemon games, not Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Red and Blue.
Yeah.
On sale.
No, X and
$20.
Y. X and Y, maybe Sun and Moon, but I know X and Y definitely. They'll be $20 at GameStop. And that's a pretty good deal. You can. They hold a good price even pre-owned.
I feel like that fluctuates. Like those are the games that if you see a sale, like you'll see them kind of thrown in there.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is $20 now.
I know. I'm not sure if it's still like that, but GameStop used to have a high trade-in value for Pokemon. So I never traded them in just because Pokemon.
You had to catch them all.
Yeah, I gotta catch them all.
That's what you had to do.
Yeah. So I always like kept my Pokemon games whenever I got them, but. they were one of the higher the list of games that GameStop had that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Always had Pokemon on it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Sonic Forces just came out. People want that sometimes, I guess.
Sometimes, not all the time.
No, it's getting mixed reviews, but it's new game, $25 at Best Buy.
Now, was that a full price for that game? I forget.
I think it's $49.
$49.
Yeah,
because I know
or it might be
Sonic Mania wasn't the full $60 for the game.
Yeah, it might be the full price game just because it is a mainline Sonic game.
Now, how does that make you feel though? Brand new game, Wolfenstein 2, $25 versus. Say I waited for Black Friday, get that for $25 versus you who bought it 2 weeks ago for the full price. Like, how do you think that's fair? Do you think they should be doing that, or? I
didn't buy it yet.
Yeah, you didn't buy it.
Yeah,
but I know Carmine was itching to get it, but then
I remember he wanted to get it, but he knew that there was going to be deals coming up, so he stopped. So that was smart of him, and I think that's one of the reasons you should probably hold back on pre-ordering games. It is because of stuff like this. They drop in price really quickly unless they're Nintendo, because they're really stubborn.
Nintendo takes 10 years to drop $2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like you can still get Pikmin 3 or something from Wii U for like $60.
Yeah, that full price.
It was a fun game, but I'm getting off in a tangent.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Okay,
stick to the script.
Yeah, so buyer beware with pre-orders. You should probably wait a month or two to see how the game is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even for them though, because they're
I'm saying this, and I'm like a big I pre-order all the time. It's like I get hyped for a game, like I want this game, and I pre-order it, and then I get the game. I wish I didn't buy the game
every time.
Every time.
He's addicted to pre-orders.
Every time. Yeah. So
he's a functioning pre-order holic. Like
pre-order. Okay, yeah. So, that's one thing you should learn from these things is always wait for like at least a month, see how the game is. And that was one thing with also, maybe the game is bad. Maybe it's not even the game gets a discount.
Yeah, wait around for a little bit.
Be bad. Like, Mass Effect Andromeda wasn't bad, just wasn't great.
It wasn't what people expected, and I think the internet killed that game before it had legs, really. It was, some people were nitpicking it, and then it was like, it's the same thing though. It's like with any game, it's like you hear bad things about something, it's like, oh well, I'm not gonna get that, and then it just kind of trickles down to somehow being a bad game. Anyway, I mean, my brother played it on his 4K TV with his PC, and he thinks the game's gorgeous and he loves the game. So it depends on who you talk to, really. Yeah, if you give the game a chance, you might like it.
Some people do put a lot of weight on a game's graphics. Rather than like gameplay and rewards for gameplay. I don't know, because apparently it's probably gonna be a very good looking game, but it's just not there when it comes to stuff to do or good stuff to do.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're talking about Andromeda again. That was our thing for like months. We just brought it up all the time.
Mass Effect Andromeda. She's a pretty date, but shallow and cheap.
We should do like a series playing it one time.
Yeah, there we go.
Just because that's just the thing we always talk about.
We'll have Chris bring over his gaming PC and we'll stream it.
Yeah. Well, there's probably going to be more games, but for sale, maybe I think I saw something once. The Assassin's Creed, the new one, might be on sale.
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah,
I think so. Maybe. I don't know. That means I don't know anything.
We'll put a list of Black Friday deals that I saw on like Reddit in the description.
Jonah's going to tweet it out because I don't want to put all that in the description.
No, just like a link to the Reddit page. You don't have to write it.
There is a Reddit page.
There is a Reddit page.
Less work for me.
Yeah, I'm just going to send you the link, and I'll also tweet it out.
Yeah.
And maybe the Cartridge Blast account will tweet it out. I have like 2 followers. We'll put it on our Facebook page, the Facebook group page.
Yeah, that's Cartridge Blast Gamers or it's just on Facebook. And then our Twitter is at Cartridge Blast.
Yeah.
You can actually see it in the background. Information's back there.
Yeah.
So
we'll post all that stuff out just to get you can get more stuff to look at. There's a lot of games that
but for stores, I mean, almost every store nowadays has deals. Amazon, obviously, and then online, offline. So you have Amazon, Best Buy, of course, Costco, Dell, eBay, GameStop, Microsoft, Newegg,
Samsung.
Is that they have an actual?
They have a website.
They have a website that you can actually buy off. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. So Samsung, and Target, Toys R Us, Walmart. You know the.
Wait, you're talking about Microsoft has an extra website? Yeah.
Well, Microsoft. No, I know Samsung. I was saying. I was surprised.
Oh, Samsung. Yeah, apparently.
Obviously, Microsoft.
I didn't know. I bet everybody has a web. I think T-Mobile also has something. Like it has a store, online store. Everyone's got a store.
They sell paper clips, believe it or not.
Everyone's got a store.
I don't know. I just said that. So anyway, Black Friday. Are you guys going out? And if you have any traditions, let us know. And what is the actual craziest thing you saw during Black Friday? Because I hear a lot of crazy stories happen on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And depending on where you are,
the day after you'll find some. You'll find a lot of articles.
Yeah, like I said, I went out once overnight the whole thing, and it wasn't really that bad. Everyone was kind of just doing their thing, and
don't go during the premium hours unless you want to fight for deals.
No, I didn't. I didn't do it. I didn't line up though, so maybe they had the bodies cleared by the time I got there.
Yeah, I think isn't it like when everything opens, everyone's just waiting to pounce?
Oh yeah, like
I see that on TV all the time.
They just act like Negan with his baseball bat and like kill everybody. It's great time had by all, family fun.
I think I saw like a clip of some guy ripping a toy or something out of somebody's hand. I think it was like either an old lady or a kid. It was funny just because
it was brutal.
Just because of how like emotionless it was. It was like this. It's nothing personal, kid.
It's nothing personal. It's for my son.
It was, oh my god.
I have to show him I love him.
Best Black Friday brings out the best in people.
It does.
Yeah.
Otherwise they call it Awesome Friday, Awesome Friendly Friday.
Yeah. So a lot of these main sales start at midnight. Some of them start later on. Like Dell starts at 6. eBay starts at 5.
Yeah.
Walmart starts at 12:01.
Get that extra minute to arm their employees.
Yeah, but just check if these are just like when the online sales start and physical and the retail stores open later on.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere GameStop's retail store opens at 4 p.m. on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, some of the stores they'll open Thanksgiving Eve. Some of the stores, I think Walmart, they'll actually stay open till about like 11 or 10 o'clock, something like that. Close and then reopen again. Like, they're opening 12:01, but some close early on Thursdays and they'll stay open to a certain time. So it's weird. So just check your local listings if you want to know. So, but anyway, guys, yeah, let us know your stories about Black Friday and if you're going out or not. All right, moving along, let's talk about that EA situation with Battlefront. So basically, you know, they got hammered with the microtransactions. Their sales aren't doing very well. I guess they're doing well, but not as well as they were hoping for.
Yeah, I'm hearing Wall Street's mad. Their stocks dropped.
There's a disturbance in the force.
Yeah. That's good. They're getting called out on some shit.
Yeah.
But
so basically, I feel like they're pulling a 180 now because, you know, they're like, yeah, we took all the microtransaction stuff, all the extra paying stuff out of it. Just a day. Was it a day before it released?
Maybe. I don't know the timeline.
We don't have to be specific. Maybe it was 12:01 a.m.
Maybe it was 12:01.
But you know, now they're talking to like, oh, hey, you get the next content for free and stuff like that. Because yeah, I mean, it's great. I'm excited because this is, you know, that snowball effect. We're hoping that's gonna
actually do something. In the industry. Rather than just like a one-off, look, we'll back off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's move something over here.
And I know, wasn't there something too with actual Disney, like the CEOs getting all pissed off now?
Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah, they're like, you messed this up for us. Fix it.
Yeah, so EA's like, whoa.
When Disney's mad, you got to listen.
Yeah, because it actually took off on Twitter too, that they were getting hammered about, you know, it's like, what are you doing?
Fix the game.
They don't even know what they're doing with it. So, I mean, it's great that they're doing this, but obviously they're doing it to save their butts. And I really hope that people still don't buy it. I mean, I don't know. It's got mixed reviews anyway, so it's not like this awesome, amazing game that people are going to go out and buy. And it wasn't that the microtransactions were, you know, kind of pushing towards like an okay review. It was just the fact that it was kind of like bland, I guess. I don't know the word for it because I didn't play it. I mean, it still looks gorgeous to me.
Yeah, it looks great. Some people had fun with the campaign. I guess the rest of the game isn't as up to par, but it's still a fun game to play if you like Star Wars, which most people do, evidently.
Nah, I never.
It's not exactly.
No
an
one
indie
bothers
title.
with these things, you know. Star Wars.
So I think the big issue is the microtransactions in the news. Everyone, it's got a bad rap, and the people that were interested in the game aren't buying the game, or are returning in the game or something.
Yeah,
and that's why it's all. That's why the EA is reacting this way. So it doesn't even have anything to do with mixed reviews. It's just the microtransaction.
They're trying to save their butts. Well, yeah. The microtransactions. And like we said, I hope that this is something. What was the game that developer was talking about that their game's going to release and they're not going to have any of that bullshit? Like, you're going to have the straight up price and that's it. Like, there's no hidden fees or anything like that. I forget what the game was called, but that's it's just another developer kind of voicing their opinion on everything like that, which is great because then it's going to show, it's a positive thing that, you know, don't do the microtransactions. Stay away from that stuff. People don't want it.
Or at least don't do it in such an invasive manner.
Right.
And maybe keep it more cosmetic.
Well, that's what we were talking about last week. And the reason we're talking about it again is because actually when we talked about it, the next day is when they pulled every microtransaction. Like, they shut it off.
Yeah, that happened right after we recorded.
Yeah, so we just want to bring it up again because obviously it's old news. But we talk about the cosmetics that like microtransactions. They should be for the cosmetics. Like, we're talking about like a Darth Vader with a different lightsaber, or a miniature Darth Vader the size of Yoda or something like that, or camouflage Darth Vader. But, you know, stuff like that, like emotes from like Destiny with the dancing, things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's not going to affect the main game. It's not going to give one player an advantage over you. Like, oh, hey, I paid more, so I get Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and too bad you don't get those characters because you didn't want to pay that yet. Or you didn't put 60 hours or 40 hours, whatever the heck it was, before you could unlock those guys. So, yeah, I feel like microtransactions are okay if you're going to do something like that, like give a little extra something. But really, it's getting to the point, though, because, you know, we talk about it again, where the price, you know, what they put into these games, like the voice acting and the actual, you know, it's not like back in the day where they had the sprites and some MIDI music behind everything. Now it's just crazy. So they have the cost of the development of the game, which is like millions now. Yeah. And it's going to get to the point where they're just going to have to bite the bullet and you know, inflate the price of games to like the base price, maybe $75. And if they want to add more content, be like, okay, if you spend $100 on the game, you're going to get all the content for free, no matter what we release, when we release it. Of course, it's going to suck because they don't want to do that, because obviously it's like, hey, you want to buy this game for $100? It's like, I can't afford a $100 game. But some people would. Yeah,
that's one of the things. Is you get put off by a straight up price of $100. But then, like, afterwards, the microtransactions like, oh, that's not $20, not too bad. Yeah. And you keep buying that, but you could have just got the $100 one and not have to worry about.
Well, it's like financing the game. Yeah. It's like you pay the base price, and then you slowly.
That's one of the reasons the microtransactions have worked so well, is because people have to see it as two separate buys, and the second price is low, so it's not that big a deal. Mm-hmm. But if you add that onto the original the MSRP of the game, you get the $100 or something. And people might not have bought the full game if that was the case, even if they got the DLC for free.
Mm-hmm. But see, here's the thing. I mean, obviously, it's, you know, everything's about making. And I always say that the worst thing that happened to the video game industry is when it became a multi-billion-dollar industry. Because every single, like, it started branching out from gamers to just any sponsor that could just jump on it, and, like, you know, investors and stuff like that. So there's so much on these developers now versus just wanting to make a fun game. Now it's all about, oh, well, you better reach this amount of people or else blah, 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 or else we'll shut you down. Or you have to have this, you know, appeal to this game, or else we'll stop production and shut you down, and then hopefully you turn into something else or whatever it is. But the, I feel if they did that, people would still buy games. Like, if the games jumped up to $75, people are not going to just not buy games. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They might buy less if their parents are buying it for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Depending on your parent, if they love you enough, they might just keep buying you anything you want. But, you know, for adults too, because say, like, for instance, Destiny, you guys are really hyped about Destiny 2, and we know that's not the game that came out now. We know that's not the end game. We know that there's going to be a whole bunch of DLC. There's going to be a whole bunch of, like, a year or maybe 2 years worth of extra purchasing that you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if that game was like you bought it for $100?
Well, I did buy it for $100. I bought the limited edition, and that came with the season pass. So with the season pass, I get the first DLC and the second DLC, which is, I guess, covers the this 1 year.
Yeah.
And then I assume there's going to be another big expansion next year in September.
Right.
Which is how it worked with Destiny 1.
Yeah, that's how I bought it. I bought it a year later down the road. Or 2 years later down the road, and I bought the 3
3-pack?
3-pack, yeah. And it was only $30. I was like, can't beat that. But I think that was a Black Friday deal, actually. Something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Or a deal. But anyway, now, what I was trying to get to a point where, because you bought the game for $100, right? You planned on buying it $100 because you knew exactly what it was going to be. It was going to be an expansive game. And you were happy with that purchase, right? For the most part?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I still like the game a lot. It's just, we're now getting details about the DLCs that are coming. And it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of new stuff. Yeah. It's like there's a new raid. They called it a raid lair. And that's like a revision of the old raid. It takes place in Leviathan. Yeah. But it's smaller and has new stuff.
Now, what would you say the price that you paid for Destiny 1? Like, just, did you buy that also as a gold, or?
No, I bought that at launch, the collector's edition, so that was $150. I still have the little. I still have the little Dinklebot ghost, so it's worth it. I have the ghost.
Okay, so we already know you're above and beyond in spending for games.
It's Destiny. Destiny's my money.
Okay, say you spent this. You didn't buy the legendary or whatever it was, but you bought the $60 version of that game. Like, how much more did you spend on that game? Do you think the Destiny 1 added up to 100, or do you think you spent a lot more than 100 on the extra content?
Okay, so like not including this collector's edition.
No, not including the physical, just the digital extras that came with it, like story wise, like the full game. Let's just say, how much did you pay for the full game for Destiny 1 after all was said and done?
Okay, so there's if I bought standard, I would have bought the season pass, which was, I think at the time, $30 for 1 and 2. Then there was the Taken King, which I think was almost full price.
Okay, so you're basically already over 100.
Yeah, you're over 100. Okay, right. And then after that was Rise of Iron. Rise of Iron, because there was just one full year of live events which were free. Yeah, and then Rise of Iron came, and that was maybe $30, $40. So we were well over $100.
See, that's the thing, though. I mean, it's hard to say if $100 would cut it. You know what I mean? Like okay, here's $100, you get everything. I mean, that's what they pretty much did for what you bought for Destiny 2. Now, is that gonna include everything that comes out? Are you pretty much future-proof for Destiny 2?
No, I'm future-proof for this year.
That's it.
That's it. It only covers, the season pass only covers 1 and 2. The first 2 expansions. And if it works like Destiny 1's first 2 expansions, it'll only cover the second expansion comes out in like March or something.
See, because I was going to try to be like, yeah, okay, so I guess it works if you were to have people spend the $100, but my fear is
they'll still do microtransactions
because it's gonna become, it's like, okay, so you're an example of above and beyond right now. Okay, yeah. So you have the base price and then the $100, blah blah blah. So you're like the dedicated player. So they're still gonna put the stuff in no matter what. But if everything moves to the $100 and you're guaranteed to blah 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 blah, they'll still probably end up having extra content to it that you got to pay again. But I don't know if it'll be as bad as the microtransactions because everyone's paying the $100 now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they're still going to be making, developers and stuff are still going to be making a little bit more for, I don't exactly know how much they make per game that they sell.
About, I don't know, like $2.
$2 or something like that. Yeah. But it's, it'll be interesting. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of rambling now, but what do you think of that? Do you think that's the way to go? That we should just bite the bullet and start increasing the price of games, and that'll kind of seclude the little minute
I think
payments.
I think that if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So you'll give them the chance to price their games at $100. They'll put more microtransactions.
Right.
And they'll justify it for more content.
Right.
So I don't know. I know that I would dislike having to pay $100 for a launch title.
Yeah.
Even though I know it might cheapen any further expansions. Mm-hmm. I don't like that $100 price tag.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like they're probably looking at that and it's probably just they won't do it. Like they can't. They're just the higher ups are not going to let them do that.
Yeah.
Like investors and stuff like, no, don't do that. What's wrong with you? Like people aren't going to buy it.
So I think that's why when a lot of games nowadays have collector's editions, because back in the day there were only a few games that had collector's editions, but those collector's editions were good. Mm-hmm. Now we have a lot of collector's editions, and they're all very subpar quality.
Right.
Because it's cheap to make, easy to mark up, and that's how they make back a lot of their money.
Yeah, and like to your point before, where you give an inch, they'll give a mile, or whatever it was. So basically, if everyone started paying $100, they would just they would just do the exact same thing they're doing, but they'll claim that the content's better because you're putting more into the base game.
Yeah.
When really you're not adding any more that they had. You know what I mean? It's just the same stuff you would have had if it stayed at the $60 that you're getting. I don't know. It's hard because, like I said, I feel
sad.
Well,
I'm always sad.
I'm always sad.
Think about video games, I get sad.
Well, I feel sympathetic towards the developers when they, because they put a lot of money into this. I mean, obviously there's people putting in the money for them, like AAA games. They have
investors and stuff.
Yeah,
that's why those articles about EA are like Wall Street's mad at them or something, or scrambling. I'm like, okay.
I do, but I feel angry because it's like, you pay for the game, give us the game. And I don't know if it's just a nostalgic feeling of you used to buy a game and that was the game. And if you want extras, put extra work into the game. You beat the game in this time frame, or you do this to unlock this and that. Everything was on the game, in the game.
Yeah. And
to unlock everything, you just had to do above and beyond things. Now it's like, here, pay more and you get this, more of that. And it's just, I get it though, because, they're putting a lot of money and effort into the game, so it makes sense that we should be paying more for these games. But at the same time,
I don't want to pay more.
Obviously no one wants to pay more for this, but I feel like maybe what happens if the game's jumped up to $75? Of course, any jump in price, people are going to be pissed about.
Yeah, I'm like, the $75. Do I get like a keychain or something?
Yeah, right. You're like, wait, $75 gets me this game. But what does it actually get me? Like, what can I get extra?
Yeah, I want a keychain. I want an art book. I want a soundtrack.
Yeah. So basically, no one wants to spend more, no matter what it is. And I guess it comes back to the main thing. It's like, okay, if you're gonna do that,
it comes back to them playing mind games to get us to spend more. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, like I always look back to Halo 3, and I've said this I think like 2 weeks ago, but Halo 3 for me was the first game where they had downloadable content, which means they came out with 3 new maps for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And then soon it came to the point where you had to buy that because everyone else bought that and there was no matchmaking for the other maps. Like, you were forced to buy it. Of course, the price went down a little bit, and that was for Xbox points, which the money conversion was a little bit weird for that, I remember. But that was the first game that I did, and I didn't want to pay for the extra stuff, but when everyone else was paying for it, and you couldn't play the other maps without it, then of course, to force your hand, you're like, well, I guess I have to.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was fun, it was good and everything. It wasn't like, I don't know how much it was. I don't think it was like bank-breaking or anything like that, but it was, that was a start, and even then, I didn't want to pay more because I wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
And
they've been slowly preparing you.
Exactly. But now it's just, pay to play and stuff like that. It's just, it's annoying. So I would like to see that aspect of it go away. DLC is obviously not going to go away because of you want that extra content. And with DLC, at least you get the base game. If it's done right, you get the base game, and then the extras are for those who want to pay extras. Those that stick with the game, like, okay, I want this adventure, that adventure, whatever. And a lot of the extra content sometimes is actually worth the price because it's like another full game.
One game that I can tell you is not worth the extra price is Xenoverse 2's DLC packs. Bought the season pass for like $19, $20.
You said Xenoverse 2?
Xenoverse 2. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Yeah, not worth it. DLC pack 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
See, I feel fighting games it's just, there should not be downloadable.
I don't even think, well, for fighting games, yeah, let's talk Capcom Street Fighter stuff. I think their DLC is mainly like their characters, the new characters, and like costumes. I think costumes are too expensive. It's like $4 or something.
I feel like those should not have DLC. Like what this, I don't know. It just like DLC for that should be you include a new scenario, like a new story mode or something like that with a bigger boss or something like that. Maybe do that, but for the most part, everything should be in-game unlockables.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because you figure the amount of work people put into. Like for like The Witcher 3 or something like that downloadable content where you have like the whole new story, voice acting, all that stuff, versus just making creating a new character probably based off of another figure model you already had. You just put like clothes and stuff on them and
that's one thing.
Skin, I mean,
one thing though is like back in the day with fighting games, there wasn't really much online play, so you had to entertain yourself in certain ways with fighting games. Nowadays, everyone's all about esports. And they want to get competitive. So if you get a fighting game, you have to play online because that's why you're getting the fighting game, to fight other people. Especially with Street Fighter, whose story mode is terrible. I still have Street Fighter 5, and the story mode came out after launch, like a while after, and I got it for free, and it was very bad.
Well, once they started getting to the 3D, I already mentioned this. Once they started getting to the 3D look with Street Fighter, like Street Fighter 4 to me, just it didn't do anything for me. Like I liked it when it was like the comic book drawing or the anime style, which was great. That just looks amazing when they're fighting like the Street Fighter Alpha series. That just looks awesome.
One of the things that I'm really excited for the Fighter Z game is,
first
of all, it looks awesome, but they have its own story mode. I think it's called Adventure Mode or something.
Right.
And I think that there's like little nodes you can go on and you can fight people, and you don't have to fight online to take most advantage of it.
Right.
Although, because I will be going professional, Fighter Z, I will be going online because I'm going to be the greatest Fighter Z player in the world. Quote me on that. Yeah. So Fighter Z, very excited. And you should be excited too. Both things was just announced actually.
Yeah, they're up to 21 now, the roster.
Is that good? I don't know if that's
pretty good.
It's more than Street Fighter had at launch, at least.
Well, that's another thing, thinking about that, like what's the downloadable content? That's maybe, I mean, obviously it's too early to announce that thing, which is great. I'm glad they didn't. Or did they? No, they didn't.
I don't think they did. No.
They didn't do that.
I hope they have like some kind of story expansion rather than just Street Fighter's DLC, which is like seasons of characters.
Yeah, see, I don't know. It's depending how expensive it's. Like, if you're going to throw in a bunch of characters for $3, okay. But if you're going to like charge $20 for like a 4-pack of characters with different skins, I was like, are you serious right now? So, yeah, that'd be interesting to see what they use for DLC. Maybe I just like this in those sort of games. Like I said, I'd rather see like something new, like a new story arc, like a full story arc. You know what I mean? Not like Xenoverse 2, where I feel like I was playing Xenoverse 1 all over again.
Although I'll say that with Xenoverse 1, I didn't beat the game. I got kind of bored with like the loading screens.
I didn't beat either of them. The loading screens were horrendous, and it got really hard actually too.
Yeah, I got kind of into Xenoverse 2 for a while, and I didn't mind the story mode being same as Xenoverse 1 because I didn't play it that far. But Xenoverse 2, I played a lot of. I got a max level character at the time. Its max levels increased. I haven't played that, but
monster.
Yeah, it was fun for a while.
Yeah. So, but anyway, getting back to
what were we talking about?
we're basically kind of elaborating on what EA did. They pretty much got scared, did a 180, and
the power of the people.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's a good thing. And I mean, what do you guys think? Obviously, I shouldn't even ask. What do you think? Like, what do you think of microtransaction? But what do you think should pricing be for these games? You know, stick it to the 60, but then, you know, what should be the microtransactions? Do you think it should be like emotes or different like costumes and stuff like that, versus actually like, oh, if you want Luke Skywalker, you have to give us $50 or something like that. Whatever it is, you know, pay to play, that sort of thing.
It'd be cool if every DLC they give you a new game mode, but not like don't take game modes out of the main game. Just add more game modes.
Well, that's what it should be. Like you're building on the game. Like for instance, like DLC. You know, just keep new story modes or
like in like you have a fighting game and then you have something like for DLC. Oh, we have Dragon Ball Budokai Dragon mode where you fly around Earth and going. That was awesome.
Right.
I keep talking about Dragon Ball Budokai because I love that game. Oh, whichever one that was. I don't remember which one that was.
Budokai 3 you flew around.
Okay, that
Budokai
was
2 was the board game, and Budokai 1 was just your standard story mode.
What if you add the board game and the Dragon World as DLC? Or, full game, whatever. But if it's not in the full game, add those as DLC. I'll love it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
we keep diverging from EA.
I know. It's because it's boring news. We know it sucks, and we hope that microtransactions go away.
New thing with EA, though, was some analyst, I think I told you earlier, that an analyst said something about how everyone overreacted to EA's microtransactions, and we're actually paying too little, that we should be paying more, because if we buy the game, we buy $20 a month for a year, we'll have more bang for our buck compared to stuff like going to the movies and stuff, which is, you can buy a book and read a page until you're done, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. But,
that is incredible.
I don't know.
I didn't know you could do that.
So, I don't know. Maybe this analyst needs to just stop or learn why people buy games or play games. Or, that's assuming you stick to Battlefront 2 for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe some people will keep playing throughout the year, but...
Listen, if they did all the right things and didn't do it, yeah, maybe. The things that they added, like DLC, if they're going to add it, it's more of the story. Maybe some other... Because you know that whatever Disney or EA or any Star Wars from now on gets, like, the approval of if it's canon or not, stuff like that. So, there's a whole... to do and a whole nother topic about all that stuff, because there's such a backlog of books that haven't come out yet that have already been approved to be canon. So they have to make sure when they come out with some story arc for something and it's going to be canon, they have to literally look at all these in production things to find if they're going to tiptoe over it or whatever, or accidentally bump into or change the story. So they have to look at all this craziness. So it's a big to do with all that. So but anyway, DLC, it'd be nice if, like more characters, more heroes, more like stuff like that, but also more maps, gameplay, stuff like that. And to this day, though, I really wish they were able to do something where you start the battle on the ground and just seamless, just up in space. Like you're jumping onto the starships or the Star Cruise and all that stuff and fighting up in space, and it's just you can go back and forth, stuff like that. That would be cool. That'd be interesting. Maybe add that as a DLC. I don't know, like a mode just called War or something like that.
Fighting. You fight on the ground and then in the sky. That's the
amazing.
DLC pack. At least you know what you're getting.
So anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all that stuff, and let us know. So, Jonah, what are you playing these days?
I'm playing Ultra Sun Pokemon.
Ultra Sun. I'm playing the Ultra Sun.
I just look at the sun without sunglasses.
Just stare at it. I don't play games.
Who wins this contest?
Staring contest with the sun. And go.
My eyes are burnt. I'm like, it's a draw.
As you go blind, you're like, you went blind first. It's all dark. I win. So
I'm playing Ultra Sun right now. I still haven't beat Mario just because I keep trying to get all the moons, and it's just like I have to step back for a little bit and get back at it.
How many moons are there actually?
Altogether, I think there's like at the 800 something.
Ooh.
Yeah, 800. Once you get all 800 something, you can buy more to get like 999 from like some store using some coins.
Oh yeah,
and then you get those unlock some stuff.
Now, what happens when you get the moons? All the moons.
You unlock some. I don't want to give.
All right, don't give anything. So can you beat the game without getting all the moons?
Yeah, you can beat the game without getting all the moons.
Are there levels unlocked when you get all the moons and stuff like that? Are there extras?
There's another level that unlocks when you get like 500 moons, and then I think there's something unlocks when you get all the moons, like another level or something like that. I'm not sure.
It's really just like the full. if you beat that, you should get like Super Mario All Stars unlocked, where you get.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know that if you beat the I'm not sure if it's like tied to moons or if you just beat the game, you get to go to the Mushroom Kingdom, and you get to like play around in like the castle from Mario 64, and you get to buy the Mario 64 skin and walk around in like the polygonal Mario skin.
So basically, 64. You just play Mario 64.
Yeah.
You won't like Mario 64.
Mario 64. It was a great game.
Nice.
Yeah. So what are you playing?
I actually was playing some Sega games, Sega Genesis games. I was replaying some of the Sonic games. Sonic 1, Sonic
game.
Sonic Blast, I think it was called. I forget what it was. The 3D one that came out for like Sega Saturn or something like that.
I think
Sega CD.
The only Sonic game I've ever played and beat was I got it from like Nintendo eShop on 3DS. And it was like a Sega Sonic game. It was either for the CDI or the Game Gear, one of the Sonic games. And I liked it, but I'm not that big into Sonic. So
I don't know if there was a Sonic game for CDI.
Or I guess it was Game Gear then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Were you able to? Was it like a paragliding thing? Was there?
I don't know.
All right,
it was a while ago.
That's what I remember.
It was a fun game, but it was forgettable for me. So.
Yeah.
So I'm not that big into Sonic games. So, if you guys were interested in Forces and I shat all over you.
Dude, I'm excited. I still want to play Mania, but I was playing, what did I play? I played Alien Force, which is a crazy, interesting game. It's like, or Alien, was it Alien Force? I'm pretty sure it's Alien Force. I feel bad because I was playing on the PS3 collection disc. So I was kind of just playing like 5 minutes of this game, 10 minutes of that game, and I was just like pulling through. And I played them before. It's just I can't remember. Pretty sure it's Alien Force. It's a game where you go around, and it's like, if you ever seen the movie John Carpenter's The Thing, like it looks like all the aliens are like that. They're like blobs and stuff, and it goes from 2D side scrolling to first person shooting in like stores and stuff like that. It's a very interesting game. At first, I didn't like it because you don't get like a gun to shoot. It's just like a laser, or electric. Like it feels like it's a whip, but it's a gun. It's like a string that's only like maybe that far, so you have to get real close to them and like keep pressing the trigger button for it. But it's co-op, so it's pretty cool. And there's some. It's very interesting gameplay of that. But that was a fun game.
Is there any games you're looking to get for Black Friday, or you gotta just stick to looking around for deals for TVs and stuff?
Really, unfortunately, I'm not in the market for any of that stuff right now. I'm kind of broke, but no, I mean, if I see something, I am trying to look out for that, the Yak Games, Sega collection, the HD one. I just want to check it out because, we did a video earlier in the year, talking about people were getting the review copies of them.
Oh yeah, and the review copies were a bit,
they weren't
messed up.
They were messed up. Like, I guess they weren't finished, but it's like, why would you send out like, bad ones? So I guess they had time to fix them, and they're actually pretty good. The people that are reviewing them now are saying it's actually a decent buy.
Really, I haven't seen many reviews aside from the ones from like back in July, which is like because I looked it up, and I still only saw older reviews, but I guess I wasn't really looking in the right places.
No, I think it's like the new ones started coming out this month, so people are starting to get the actual finished ones, I guess, now. I don't know. It's hard because
I guess it's just not as interesting to people. So it's like there's a stealth release kind of.
Yeah.
So it's going under the radar.
So I want to check it out. The highlight is you can put the actual Sega cartridges in, and I have the actual Sega games, Sega Genesis games, and the fact that it'll be in HD now, so you'll have an actual HD Sega player, I guess. How great it looks is to be determined, but it's pretty interesting to have. Because I have the first the Sega Master System, so but that I only have going to AV, so it doesn't on HD TV doesn't look phenomenal. Yeah. So it'd be nice to maybe be able to use this, and the controllers are wireless, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and I mean it's cheap, so if it breaks, it breaks. I'm not really worried about it. But I'm gonna see if it's cheaper on Black Friday because I really don't want to spend $80 on it. But different stores are gonna have it for $60. And a Black Friday, they might even have it for a cheaper price. So I'm actually gonna go around and try to look for that if I can. That's kind of cool. They have a bunch of good games. Some of the games I already have. Some of the games are already on the compile, the PlayStation collection disc. But there's things on there like they have Game Gear games that are cool. That I don't have a Game Gear. I probably will never ever get a Game Gear because I never liked the game. It's weird. It's like it has a backlight to it, but it's not.
That was one thing that I remember reading about this. They went with the backlit screen. It looks great. Kills your battery. That's one of the reasons Game Boy went with outdated technology and like black and white and no backlight is because you can last longer with the battery.
Well, I forget how many batteries it takes, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the light though on it's not that fantastic. Like if you try playing at night, like especially now when they're old, unless you get it refurbished by an actual retro video game company where they actually do it, like kind of rebuild the thing. Because if you look at it, it's like all washy. It's just all you see is light, and you're like, what's going on? Because I did like it, I played it, but I don't think I'll ever want to spend the money to get one. So it's kind of cool that they actually have a couple of Game Gear games on there.
Yeah, although I remember when we did talk about it, we talked about some of the games they had on there, and a lot of them were, I guess you could call them shovelware.
Yeah.
So there's 85 games on there, and not all of them are gonna be played because you don't want to subject yourself to some shit.
I mean, it's like even the SNES Classic. Like I love that thing. Like I still play that too. I was still playing some of that, like trying to get further in Castlevania, Super Punch Out, which is first thing about Super Punch Out though. If you haven't played it, it's not fair. You have like people like kicking you, and you're supposed to be boxing. Like they're kicking you. They have one guy that throws like poison in your eye. And so you can't see, and he's like bombarding punches on you. It's like, what's going on? It's not fair. But
Judges,
anyway,
did you see that? Ref.
Exactly. But on the SNES, like I tried playing some of the Kirby game. They have two of them, and they have the Kirby game that has like 8 games on it, and they're just kind of mini games and stuff like that. So I played it for like a little bit, but I had no interest in playing it again for a while. But you know, there's just even on that, I'm just saying that. On that system, there's even some games I'm probably not going to play.
Yeah.
But on the Genesis, it's just neat to have. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is the fact that you can put the Sega cartridges in it, which you could do last year, but they didn't have the HD outport that they're going to have this time. So that's pretty cool.
Although I'm not sure if this is accurate, but I think they don't play it natively. Like you put it in, it emulates it.
It emulates it, yeah. Well, that's the same. I mean, that's the same thing. Like if you ever got the Retron 5 or any of the Retron systems. Most of the newer stuff just do the emulation.
Okay.
Emulation. I mean, it's not. It's really just.
I guess it's not a big deal. You won't really notice.
Yeah, I mean, like
really into
maybe
it.
the sound's off. I know the early reviews were saying the sound quality was terrible with the games. Maybe they fixed it. I haven't really looked at too many recent reviews that they were saying that the sound was off. So maybe the sound's okay. I mean, but then again, are you really going to notice? Like, I haven't. Am I going to plug it in my Sega and kind of compare it maybe for a review if I'm going to do one? But at the same time, like if you're just playing a game, like especially Game Gear, I'm sure the sound's going to be a hell of a lot better coming out of my TV than it would of the actual handheld system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, then there'll be the games that I don't play, but it'd just be interesting to kind of have and explore a little bit, just to have until... You know, maybe they actually release some higher quality version like the actual SNES Classic and the NES Classic did. So, but until then, we have this. So
we have this.
Give it a try. And then they also have an Atari one, but I'm not really interested in that just because, you know, a lot of people play Atari for the nostalgia. I never had the Atari. I grew up on the NES, the NES. So, you know, you actually had... Like, you can see the sprites a little bit better and stuff like that, and the music, and obviously the Legend of Zelda was one of my first games I ever played, and Super Mario Brothers. When you start out playing those games, it's hard to
go back
back to Atari and kind of look at that
and get Snake.
Yeah. I have nothing bad to say about it. You know, I mean, they obviously.
I mean, I get a lot of the games are like fun games. Like Pong is still fun, but it's just Pong.
Yeah, well,
it's just Pong. It's just Snake.
And all like the movie license games are like ridiculously. It's just like how is this possible? Whatever this I'm playing.
Yeah.
Although you know, the Friday 13th game for the NES wasn't anything to talk about really, but
yeah, I mean, even for the NES standards back then, it just wasn't up to Friday the 13th wasn't really up to it either.
Yeah.
So it was like old stuff on new hardware.
Right. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. What about you?
I was thinking Wolfenstein, and if not Wolfenstein, if there is a sale on Assassin's Creed, the new one, I'm gonna go for that.
Yeah.
I do want to get back into the Assassin's Creed series. Assassin's Creed was actually the series that got me to buy PS3. I actually bought the first Assassin's Creed before I had a PS3 because I wanted the game so bad. I was so excited for it.
Oh wow. The and this game's actually getting really awesome reviews. Some people are wishing it was actually out for Game of the Year.
I actually saw an article. I'm not sure who it was by, but it said Assassin's Creed is the new one. What's it called?
Origins.
It's called. It's a great game, a bad Assassin's Creed game. So I don't know what that means. So I guess it's just doesn't follow along with what Assassin's Creed is supposed to be, which is good actually.
An article wrote this.
Yeah, not a person that wrote the article.
A self-aware article wrote itself.
Yeah, a person wrote the article.
Well,
which I'm not opposed to.
No, I like when people write articles versus writing articles.
I think they mentioned something about like the combat being different.
Well, I mean, isn't that a good thing? Like, doesn't that mean that it's actually a step forward in the series instead of just being like, well, it's another Assassin's Creed game, just with better graphics? You know, you'd like to hear that I mean, what I've seen, it looks like an Assassin's Creed game. I mean, I get it. It's probably the surroundings. You know what I mean? Versus most of them are in a city, right? Cities for the most part.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still like big sky.
Oh yeah, you can climb whatever you want. There's mountains and stuff to climb, which is cool. I've seen little gameplay footage in here and there. So, and then you go in caves and stuff like that. So it's cool.
They actually made the news a while back that like inside of some tomb there was recently like a secret compartment found, but it was already in Assassin's Creed because it was theorized a long time ago that it existed, and they just put it in. So they were just like I don't know what the word. They were just they got it right before anyone actually figured out that there was something there. So that was cool.
Interesting.
So there's something in game that was just discovered inside the tomb.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Now, what do you think about Cyber Monday? Do you kind of look at something like, oh, I'll wait to see what Cyber Monday brings?
I completely forgot about Cyber Monday.
Sean is like, that just changes the game.
Yeah.
What have I done?
So, that Walmart TV might not be a great deal anymore.
Cyber Monday, 50% off the Black Friday deal.
I'm just sitting there like,
yeah.
No. Send it back.
I think for me, Cyber Monday is obviously like...
If you're going for electronics, go for Cyber Monday.
Yeah, like for me, it's... Amazon's like a big thing that I'll look at. And a lot of it, I'll look for DVDs and stuff, actually.
Yeah.
Because Cyber Monday depends on... obviously with Amazon, they always have like the deal of the day, stuff like that. And they'll have the countdowns for a lot of things. Like a lot of stuff's random, but then they'll have certain things like games and stuff like that, which are good. And controllers, a lot of hardware too.
Yeah.
On Cyber Monday, and
not a lot of the times the games for sale aren't new or good.
Right. It feels like they're just trying to get rid of stock, old stock.
Yeah. But sometimes. What I'm really hoping for is that Cyber Monday is a repeat of Prime Day sales.
That's true. When is Prime Day? That's early in the year,
that happened early. That was when Amazon had those price glitches, and I got I had Crash Bandicoot for $6,
and that went through, right?
That went through. I have the game.
$6. You son of a gun.
Yeah, it's a good purchase. So that's
It was a good day all around.
I'll be following Wario 64 for updates.
Oh yeah, Wario 64. Find him on Twitter.
A friend of the podcast, doesn't know we exist.
we're his best friend. We don't even know if he's human.
I accept him for who he is.
That's true. He's just a genius. He's a cyber deal god.
Yeah.
Bow down to him.
Yeah, I do. He's got me so many deals.
Or he will cancel all your orders.
Don't do that.
He's the one that cancels them. Imagine that.
If
you don't believe hard enough, he cancels that.
Yeah, I got those Pro Date sales at GameStop, and they all got canceled. That was him.
Because he didn't believe hard enough. Believe in Wario 64. He'll save the day.
He'll save the day.
And your wallets. But Cyber Monday, I guess that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about that next week about what
what happened.
Yeah, if you got anything. Because right now, everyone's talking about Black Friday. It's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And as soon as that's over, then Cyber Monday happens.
Then we can talk about the deals we missed and lament about the pain. So. Oh, man, I wish I got that TV for $2. That 70-inch TV, 4K Ultra HD, $2. Amazon.
It's like the
price
deal
glitch
of the century.
Amazon price glitch. $2 TV. Oh, my God.
Did they?
I just hyped myself up.
It's coming.
There's no indication this is happening.
Did that get canceled for anybody?
What, the $2 price TV that doesn't exist?
Yeah,
probably got canceled.
$2. I could beat that.
Yeah. Okay.
$1 glitch.
I'll take that one.
Oh, yeah. I'll just stab you and take your TV. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, I'll find that Sega thing, and I don't know. Like I said, maybe if I see something crazy, I'll get it. I'm into with deals and stuff. I'm into like collection discs. You know, try to get the biggest bang for the buck. Because I figure
you could just play one a day for a year.
Yeah, and pretty much
get the most bang for your buck.
Like you figure eventually, The Witcher, or not The Witcher, the Wolfenstein 2 is eventually going to be that price anyway. So I'll just wait till the hype's over and then get it for free. And it'll probably be bundled with the first one maybe down the line. With all DLC and everything, collector's edition.
Yeah, that does happen. Like with Dragon Quest Heroes, I bought 1, and then 2 came out, and I didn't buy 2. I was like, I should buy 2 eventually, but then they were like, here's Dragon Quest 1 and 2 together.
You're like, what happened?
I was like, okay, I'll just...
see how you're playing this.
Yeah.
That's why people are always like, hey, like DVDs and stuff, like we're talking about Dragon Ball, they were talking about Dragon Ball Super, where the guy was like, yeah, do you think it'd be wise if I bought season 1 and 2 now? I was like, well, to be honest, they're kind of just rehashes of the first 2 or the last 2 movies that came out for actually they were still under the title of Dragon Ball Z, but I was like, if you want to buy them, you can buy them. It's, you know, it's not a big deal, but if you wait a while, you'll probably get them cheaper down the road in a bundle or something like that. But then, you know, like depends on what your patience level is.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to actually, you know, please support the releases so they keep making these though. You always have to look at it that way.
Yeah.
But
you know, I hope Black Friday deals expand into manga, because I've been thinking about getting Dragon Ball's like complete set, which is like 16 volumes.
Yeah, I bought that actually when I got mine. I got them on eBay.
Yeah,
because they had a good deal. They gave out the whole Dragon Ball Z set, and
yeah, like I have all 26 of the Dragon Ball Z.
You're looking for Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
I think it was Dragon Ball Z. They might have came together, but yeah. Definitely awesome. I prefer. I wish everyone would just read them, because like you actually get the original artist, intention and rendition of their own work.
Yeah. Versus
like having Toei Animation animate everything, and people complain about the art style and stuff like that.
And whether something makes sense on animation on the show, but it's something else completely happened before it to make make sense.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like it's just Akira Toriyama's art design is just amazing, and the way of storytelling is like perfect in the manga, however you want to call it. Yeah, no, but anyway, yeah, that's kind of way off topic. But yeah, no, that'd be cool. You should actually look out. Maybe eBay might have something. Yeah, check it out, because I know Amazon, because now they've come out with so many different editions, like the big book ones. They might just be for Z. But they might actually, the original Dragon Ball, they might be harder to get on Amazon.
Yeah, I know, because I was looking at it before, and they're like third-party sellers, and they're marked up pretty high. Yeah. Because I guess it's out of print. At least the box set is, you can probably get them individually, but it'll cost more.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? The Dragon Ball, I know this is off topic from everything we're talking about, but Dragon Ball Super. Yeah. The guy doing the manga version, Toyable, I think his name is. Anyway, that's what he goes by. He's the one that pretty much started Dragon Ball AF, like that fan fiction.
I remember that.
So I guess they eventually went to like books or something, like published books on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure that's him, because another guy did it too later on, kind of did their own version of AF. But those books are like, because he's doing Super now and he's like official, like, oh my god. And he was actually the one that did Dragon Ball universe, the game that's Heroes, Dragon Ball Heroes. There's like a manga version of that. He did that too as well. And just because he's like mainstream and he's pretty much Akira Toriyama's like second.
Is it like protege?
Protege, exactly. He's like the price for those books went from like maybe $10 for the book to like $400 used.
Hate that. I wish I bought them.
So, but obviously, you know, because
I wish I knew about them
because it wasn't canon, you know, so no one gave a crap. But now it's like, oh man, I kind of wish I did have them. But anyway, getting back to that sort of thing. So yeah, no, you know, that's kind of what I'm looking for. And so you're basically gonna go game hunting online. You're not gonna go to any stores or anything like that, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Online, I mean, it's fine. You don't get trampled. You don't have to worry about getting speared in the face.
Yeah,
they're really not that bad though. You know what it is? Like, I think like toys really get people insane. Like like for their kids and stuff. Like that's the sort of thing people fight over. Like when Tickle Me Elmo came out, my brother was working at Toys R Us, and he said he saw like adult women just like ripping each other's like faces off for these things, and he said it's just...
Tickle Me Elmo though. That's you gotta understand.
Yeah, but it's just it's crazy to see people go through like all that stuff. But hey, they do it for the kids, so hey, more power to them.
Nah, should probably be a little civilized.
Lose your arm in battle.
Do you remember? Oh, this is also off topic. But do you remember Arnold Schwarzenegger's Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, yeah. I have that on VHS, actually.
I love that movie.
Yeah. I'm here for Turbo Man.
Oh, I gotta watch that, actually.
I need to find the Turbo Man.
I'm gonna watch that when I get home.
It's a great classic. But online, though, sucks because it's one of those things where it's like a limited quantity and like anyone could grab it. Like, you don't know who's actually...
Yeah, in the store, you can just punch them out. You can just punch them out.
Like, for instance, Limited Run Games is going to have a Black Friday special on all their leftovers that they have. Like, if you didn't get Night Trap, they're probably going to have Night Trap. And they're probably going to go up for like 0.5 milliseconds before they're sold out. So that infuriates me.
Will you trying to get it?
No, I'm not going to. I don't have the...
They've had their chance. Right, they've had their chance.
Yeah. So I have a standard copy, thanks to you.
That's me.
But you actually went to the store to get it. So
yeah.
A store in New York. So, but then again, you know, that's the problem with online stuff. Like, there's always the limited quantities and things like that, especially with gaming. But yeah, so hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I hope you come out on top of the world.
Yeah, I'll probably just sleep through it. And
yeah,
I was like, I don't know.
You wake up, it's next Wednesday. What happened? I missed Cyber Monday and Black Friday. My life is over.
Yeah. No.
You just
now I'm actually more excited for looking for manga deals on Black Friday, hoping that's a thing.
What? See, look on if you're interested. I know we were talking about Akira. Was it Akira? What did it say?
Akira, the movie? Yeah. The manga. Okay,
yeah. So it's Akira Toriyama, so I'm like, wait, was that his name? Like, it was throwing me off. But they have that a special edition, like the whole volume now on Amazon. So maybe that'll go down in price because that's pretty expensive. Yeah. They have the Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray Amazon exclusive thing now. That's like $100-something.
Wait, Dragon Ball Z, and is it like a pre-order?
No, it's out.
It's out.
Yeah, maybe that's
like the whole series
on Blu-ray.
Because I have like 3 Blu-ray. I have
3 Blu-rays. I don't know what to do with them.
Like the first 3 Blu-rays of like I think Kai.
Yeah, I have to complete my Kai actually.
Yeah,
that's a good point. It took forever for the final chapters to come out.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if because I've seen Dragon Ball Z so many times.
Backwards and forwards. Japanese and English.
I turned the TV upside down.
Bruce Faulkner music and no Bruce Faulkner music. Dragon boxes, orange boxes, first releases, second releases. Oh god, there's just so much.
Like I even stopped buying manga when I discovered you can read them online, and
you broke the system.
I broke the system. But now I just want it because I like Dragon Ball a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, Jonah, let's end the podcast.
Let's continue until you know what? 24 hours stream. Let's turn on the streaming.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Okay.
However, speaking of streaming, we're what I mentioned early in the podcast. Actually, one of the first things I ever said. We're gonna be doing some content and date changes and stuff like that. Like, for instance, we used to do the video segments Friday, Saturday, and Monday, but now we're just going to release the full podcast video portion of it on Friday or Thursday this week. If you're listening to this, it's already out. Or it's out now on Thursday. But anyway, we're going to do that. We want to give the full podcast. It just works better that way for us. As you see, we have a new background. And we're going to move it maybe every other week now.
I looked at the background, but it's just a green screen.
No, it's real. You gave the illusion away. And then we're going to start. So we're going to do a podcast every other week. And then we're going to try to do some gaming, live streaming on YouTube, on Saturday mornings every other week to fill in the podcast gap. Just because life's getting busy. As you know, there's two of us here. We used to have 4 constantly, then 3 constantly. So now it's mostly us for the full time, and then Carmine will show up, and then Chris, my brother, he just bought a house, so he's probably only gonna be able to do help with the streaming on Saturdays once in a while. So he's really busy. So this is just the best way for us, I think, right now, to keep bringing content out and keep having fun with everything. So, but anyway, now that news is out of the way, let's end the podcast.
Let's end this podcast.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I had a great time. Did you have a good time?
I had an okay time.
Yeah, I know. It was all right. No, we talked about good stuff. Hopefully, you guys get some good Black Friday deals and have an awesome Thanksgiving. Do you have any Thanksgiving traditions, feast-wise? Or should I just say feasting, because not everyone celebrates it, but they feast on that day.
We just eat a lot, and then I feel bad about what I ate. So it's just like I have a good time, and then I have a bad time.
He has a great time to have a terrible time.
Yeah, it's like I get all up and I'm gonna eat healthy, and then Thanksgiving happens, and I'm just gonna throw all that away.
Yeah, that's probably most people. But anyway, I'm excited for the food. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you celebrate it, or if you don't celebrate it, I hope you at least eat something really delicious that day. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching and or listening. You can find us once again on iTunes, SoundCloud, or any app of your choice, podcast app. Find us on Twitter at Cartridge Blast. All the information's in the back on that shelf over there. That apparently doesn't exist, but it does.
It's right there.
It's actually over in that corner over there. So, and we have a Facebook group page. So look us up, Cartridge Blast Gamers on Facebook. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Can you edit my hand?
No, I don't want to. I want you to shut up.
Just put like a foam finger over my hand pointing at
Number 1. So, but anyway, guys, I'm John for Cartridge Blast Gamers.
I'm Jonah.
Stay awesome. Thanks for watching and or listening. We'll see you next time. Peace.